Hey, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel, the only channel here on YouTube where you come for the review and stay for the conversation. Surprisingly enough, we've had a lot of requests to review this shoe right here, and this is a sneaker that I wasn't originally going to buy, but shout out to Foot Locker because they sent a surprise package that just happened to have these in it. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, this is the Air Jordan 9, and this is a somewhat special edition, but kind of not, just because like the marketing for the shoes, I don't understand it really, especially for one like this. It's called the Dream It, Do It Air Jordan 9, but they haven't really pushed anything about it. And this shoe right here, it's clearly inspired by something. What is that something? It happened to be some old apparel from way back in the late 80s, early 90s. They even recreated the patch that was originally on the apparel artwork and all that stuff. There was both patches that look just like this, and there was also screen printed tees with the same exact graphic on there as well. So I think that that's awesome that Jordan Brand was literally able to recreate this thing right here. If you guys actually missed the old Air Jordan 9 patch that's on the tongue that's traditionally on an Air Jordan 9, it's actually underneath there, which is kind of cool. Little tribute right there. They didn't forget it, they just added to it. But like I was saying, this guy is inspired by the Dream It, Do It old apparel, but trying to find information on that old apparel is extremely hard. I was only able to find these two images. However, they have made brand new apparel that goes along with this release, and I think that the apparel, honestly, is kind of better than the shoes themselves. And in addition to this Air Jordan 9, there is an Air Jordan 1 mid that we all thought was kind of like a weird, like, what the version, is actually part of this pack too. It just doesn't have the patch for Dream It, Do It, but we all saw Chris Paul wearing them on the sidelines not too long ago. So tech specs for the Air Jordan 9 include an interesting outsole. Obviously there's no real pattern there, there's just a bunch of graphics. This was made during a time when Jordan was actually playing baseball. However, because of Jordan, the game of basketball was going global, like it was reaching areas that were far beyond the US, and so that's what they've done with this outsole right here. They're kind of paying tribute to the different areas. You can see different languages, you can see the world right there, you can see the year 1994, there's kanji, there's throwbacks to old Jordan Brand stuff like the teeth on the Air Jordan 5, the 23, as well as the Jumpman, and that is also why that globe is on the back there as well. It's to represent the globalization of basketball due to the popularity of Michael Jordan. Now, in addition to the traction, we have a polyurethane midsole. This is a shoe that requires a lot of braking time to feel comfortable. I did like playing in the Air Jordan 9 when I tested them for the performance review a number of years back. However, it's not the most comfortable Air Jordan, especially when we're talking casual use. Within the polyurethane midsole, you have an encapsulated air sole unit in the heel, as well as one in the forefoot. You can't feel them though. It's just, it is what it is. The insole itself is nothing special. It's just kind of a dense foam. I wish it was one of the old PU foams because I think that that would have upgraded the comfort level a little bit, especially on a shoe like this. But if you do have previous retros like the Air Jordan 11 Concord, the Air Jordan 6 Infrared from this year, we're in 2018, 19? What year are we in? 2019, my bad. As well as the upcoming Air Jordan 4 in the black cement. Those are all kind of have that old throwback PU insole, so you can always like swap them out if you wanted to make these a little bit more comfortable. The materials are interesting. We clearly have a multicolored look right here. When you look at the shoe from the front, you can see that it's kind of similar, but they do change things up with the contrast stitching. So you got yellow and purple, and those are to highlight the additional panels that are in the rear. Again, all of this stuff matches the old, Dream It, Do It apparel, which is seen right here in the tongue patch and all that stuff. Something that I don't like though is the overall craftsmanship. You can see right there, I don't know who put together one shoe versus the other, but there's clearly a discrepancy amongst the lining of the 23. I don't know what to say about that. I'm just kind of like dumbfounded. Now, the material itself is a nubuck. It feels pretty good. It's not anything crazy. It's not premium or anything like that, but it's also not the cheapest nubuck. It's got a nice feel to it, so I'll give it that. Same thing with the leather. This is probably the nicest leather I've seen on a regular or general release Air Jordan 9. Obviously, the nicest leather that I've ever seen on an Air Jordan 9 actually came from the Bin series, if you guys remember those. That actually is one of my favorite colorways of the Air Jordan 9. I don't know why, they just look really cool. But these guys use just a kind of a nicer leather. It's not, again, super premium or anything like that, but it is nice. It's got this weird crack look though, just like the Air Jordan 4 in the Flight Nostalgia colorway, or whatever people are calling them, bright what was it, bright crimson, hot lava, they were calling them citron or whatever. There's a whole bunch of weird names to it. The colorway I think is fresh, but I really don't like the way that cracked leather looks. However, it does look okay on this particular shoe. It kind of reminds me of a baseball mitt on this guy right here, which would make sense just because this was around that time frame that MJ was playing baseball. Now inside the shoe we have a nice special almost quilted liner, which is kind of cool. Gives it a little bit of a different touch. You've got an internal booty system that you can see there, as well as the original speed lacing lacing system right here. And what speed lacing is that when you put your foot in there, all you gotta have to do is basically pull right here, and it's going to go and cinch up a number of the laces, and it's gonna do it rather quickly. That way you're not having to tug each and every row. But that's the main gist behind the speed lacing system. I always thought it was really neat. They also kind of evolved that with the Air Jordan 11 as well as the Air Jordan 10. Instead of them being little plastic pieces that could possibly dig into your feet, they changed that to nylon threading, which they then wrapped down the sidewalls of the shoes, kind of giving you almost what you would consider dynamic fly wire now, but way back in the mid-90s. As far as fit is concerned, they do fit true to size in my personal opinion, although with Air Jordan 9s, I do like to go up half a size sometimes, just because the pinky toe shred on these bad boys is real. If you don't mind that, then you know that's completely up to you. But for whatever reason, there's something about the 9 that just likes to eat my pinky toe. That and the Air Jordan 11, man. When I hoop in the Air Jordan 11, pinky toe, you can just basically kiss that puppy goodbye. So that pretty much takes care of everything for the Dream It, Do It Air Jordan 9. I do think that this is a cool looking shoe. Craftsmanship on my particular pair could definitely be better. However, the material quality, the color placement, all that stuff, I do dig it. It's definitely retro, it's definitely throwback, it definitely has that 90s feel, which is something that I do enjoy. And I have heard that in some locations these have actually sold out, which I think is weird because they're just sitting everywhere online. So if that happens to be you and your location, let me know down below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you, as well as where you're from. Here in Sacramento, I have seen them at the mall, so I don't think that they're selling out here, but I haven't been back since like the release day, so I really don't know. Funny story though, I went to this random Foot Locker. Where was that? Citrus Heights. It's a very strange place. I've never been there. It's in between Sacramento and Roseville. Roseville's kind of ritzy. Sacramento is not. But you know, Citrus Heights is like literally in the middle of that, and I'm not gonna say that it's nice or not. It's kind of weird. Like some areas felt a little run down, but then other areas felt like you were in the Los Altos Hills. Like it was so strange. But I went all the way over there to return, don't ask me why, that's a different story altogether. But I went over there to return those jacked up Air Max 1s that I bought from the Have a Nike Day pack. And when I went into that mall, not only was that mall super 90s, but the Foot Locker there was incredible. If you want to like time travel without having to literally time travel, drive to Citrus Heights if you're in this area and go to that Foot Locker. I am not joking you. It is straight up like it was from 1995. It's so weird. Everything from the outside, the tiles, the logo, then when you walk inside the carpet, just everything. Like I was like, where am I, dude? Like it was so crazy. I felt like I should have been wearing something completely different. I don't even remember what I was wearing on feet, but they were not of that time. These shoes though, they blended in with that era perfectly. So again, if you like that feel, if you like that 90s feel, this guy right here is just, you know, it's the way to go. Let me know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Big thank you to Foot Locker for sending these our way once again. We greatly appreciate it. And until next time, guys, have a good one. Hey.
Hey. No, it's...
Actually, yeah. Hey, shout out to Spider-Verse. I love that movie. You actually like the Air Jordan 9.
I do, now that I have them.
She has the, what are they called?
UNC?
Yeah, but what are they actually called?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
There was like 3 different names we threw around.
It doesn't matter. They the ones that dropped during All-Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like those. I actually got rid of mine though because I wasn't wearing them.
I know.
And so,
I
yeah.
represent.
So, but she's been rocking them. I prefer my 4s in the same color, the Columbia 4s. So we've talked about this before, but I wear 3s and 4s like they're going out of style. So she wears everything else.
I tried to rotate and show all my shoes love.
It's because she used to not. I used to buy her Jordans regularly, and then I'd watch her never wear them. Never, ever. It was like a little pain right here, right in the pasty. Y'all have to watch all the videos, because if you miss that,
you miss our jokes.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's continuous.
So these are the most 90s shoes ever.
Don't these match that Foot Locker though?
Yes.
These were on the little thingy at the counter.
They had all of them. They had the little baby ones.
They came in all the sizes, but they had them on the counter and they matched the aesthetic of the Foot Locker.
Yes.
It was like time traveling. It was insane.
But I want to say that these are more fresh prints than the Grape
than the Fresh
5s.
Prince. Yes. Dude, tell me about it. I bet you he wore this stuff in the show. Not the shoe, but like the
I can
apparel.
picture him wearing a shirt in all of these colors.
I think I had a hoodie with all of these colors. It was so dope. I think it was Hugo Boss, something like that. It was like one of them weird brands that
Or
like...
Bum.
No, I didn't have Bum, because Bum was like a cooler brand.
Oh.
I had like the, you know, you'd find it at like JCPenney. Back in the day, JCPenney was interesting. You used to be able to get some pretty good shoes there. They used to sell Air Jordans and like Shaqs and stuff. Not the Shaq brand Shaqs, but like the old Reebok Shaqs. And yeah, they used to sell like the old Barclays there and all that stuff. So shout out to you guys if you're old enough to know what I'm talking about. I actually do like these though. I just didn't want to buy them.
So you're gonna wear them?
With that crooked ass 23?
You think everybody's gonna be walking around leveling them behind you?
I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know.